Good morning. 您好. Welcome to Blockchain the Lindy Chen channel. My name is Lindy Chen. I'm very excited to be here and share my insight about blockchain with you. In the last video, I shared with you strategy for implementing the transition and the proposal and approvals. In this video, I will share with you introduction and system architecture. Introduction. The approval of the scope document allows you to move forward with developing a detailed transition plan. In order to develop the transition plan, you will concern the team with the development, governance, and operations of the proposed blockchain network. The scope document must now be considered in detail. This will require analysis of the necessary blockchain network architecture and identification of any architectural issues that need to be resolved. Further consultation will be required also to confirm the availability of resources and organizational readiness. The following will provide the basis for consultation with your teams. System architecture. Let's just revisit what system architecture actually is. We can consider the system as a number of layers that stack on top of each other, hence the term blockchain stack. The layers from the bottom up, 1 to 4, are widely as follows. However, as the technology evolves, more application and functions may be added to these foundation layers. The infrastructure layer. This refers to the essential infrastructure such as computing hardware, storage, a network infrastructure, and a series of nodes of process transactions. The network and the protocol layer. This refers to the layer where nodes participate and apply the consensus protocol based on the determined type of blockchain network and the method of consensus to be used. The service layer. This refers to the layer that enable the operation of application, cross-chain and Oracle interoperability, connectors to other technology systems, record and the digital asset file stores, and of course, smart contracts, which holds the policies for transaction and the network. Fourth, the application layer. This is where the customers, users, interact with the blockchain, so this layer hosts the user interface. Integration with application in the services layer and the business logic for the transaction reside. You will need to consult with your team to now identify the details that will be captured in the transition plan in the context of the scope document. Be alert for potential scope creep during this phase. All changes to scope must be evaluated and approved prior to conclusion in the transition plan. Blockchain type. Identify which type of blockchain is to be deployed, as this will affect consensus and access mechanism as well as reading and writing restrictions. Public. Anyone can participate without permission, download the code, and start running a public node. Participate in the consensus process. Send transaction through the network. Read transaction on the public block in an anonymous and transparent way. Private. Write permissions are centralized to one organization, and the read permissions may be public or restricted. Groups and participants who can verify transaction internally are typically set up. Consortium. The consensus process is controlled by a predetermined set of nodes. Read/writes may be public or restricted to the participants. Key areas for transition. The blockchain implementation project can be broadly defined in 3 key areas. As a leader, you must ensure that the transition plan addresses these key areas of implementation in the context of the scope document. 1. Development. 2. Governance. 3. Operations. Development. As the title suggests, this is the realm of the network developer. They will build, test, and deploy the blockchain network. The developer is typically tasked with ensure alignment between the business model and the technology, creating applications that access and use the blockchain data, creating applications that will activate smart contracts business logic, developing the code libraries, data models, access controls, and runtime environment, deploying and testing the blockchain platform. These activities must be considered when determining the operating architecture for the network. If they are not, then you maybe need to seek approval to revise the scope document. Governance. Proper governance of the network is critical to securing the network, as it provides the policies that are called upon to maintain network compliance and integrity, ensure privacy of transactions, ensure confidentiality of transactions, manage the network membership. This is an important feature of the blockchain network and must be carefully considered and addressed in the transition plan. It provides clear governance definition around membership activation and deactivation, multi-party workflows, policy maintenance. Proper governance ensures the network is in compliance with the blockchain policies, minimize or eliminate risks as prescribed in smart contracts, ensure privacy and confidentiality of transactions, provides a vetting policy and process for new memberships. The transition plan must address adequate policies for effective governance of the network. Operations. The operator of a blockchain has 4 core functions. 1. To determine who can participate in the blockchain, considers how identity is achieved. 2. To gather valid transaction from participants, considers the type of data being stored and with whom. 3. To generate and assign blocks of valid transaction, considers confidentiality of transaction query and who verifies transactions. 4. To distribute blocks to participants. This flow of execution of a transaction must consider these core functions when determining the operating architecture for the network. If it is not, then you may need to seek approval to revise the scope document. The network must operate on a platform that is secure, scalable, and always on for operation and updates. The network operator will ensure peers are up to date and working together. Consensus is occurring the way it should using voting-based consensus algorithm. Membership services are functioning, including maintaining public key infrastructure, operational security of the network, scalability, in particular facilitation of growth in membership and transactions. Participants are able to transact across multiple channels with specific business partners where required. Operational monitoring to enable proactive adjustment to network operation and resources usage. You will need to consult with your team to ensure the core functions of the network are addressed within the context of the scope document. If they are not, then you may need to seek approval to revise the scope document. From myself, the team at China Direct Sourcing, the team at Friesen Technology, and the team at the Blockchain Collective, thank you for watching this video series. If you like what you see and hear and want to know more about it, please subscribe our channel and contact us. Good luck with your blockchain learning journey. Enjoy the program.